Hi, I'm Rob. This is MRTI Radio, and we're about to meet the artist, Mia Kelly.
Look what we've been through. You seen me slip into the cracks. Well, you got used to it, but now I'm crawling back.
Look what we've been through. What will it take for you to see the walls I built for you were meant to set you free?
I know we fell head over heels. We fell too far. You know me well. Now leave me out of the dark.
Why can't you tell that you're the flicker to my flame? Fell down the well, still waiting for the rain.
I don't really wanna love somebody. I don't really wanna need you. Why you gotta be that somebody that I hold on to? I don't really wanna love somebody. I don't really wanna need you. Why you gotta be that somebody that I hold on to?
Can you stop fighting? You're not a soldier anymore. Will you keep trying till we're both broken to the core?
I know you're scared, heart over mind. We went to war. Will you be there like I was for you before? I don't really wanna love somebody. I don't really wanna need you. Why you gotta be that somebody that I hold on to? I don't really wanna love somebody. I don't really wanna need you. Why you gotta be that somebody that I hold on to? That I hold on to. But I love you.
But I don't need you.
We should just leave this alone.
But I love you.
But I don't need you. We should just leave this alone. But I love you. But I don't need you. But I love you. But I don't need you. But I love you. But I don't need you. Yeah. I don't really wanna love somebody. I don't really wanna need you. Why you gotta be that somebody that I hold on to? I don't really wanna love somebody. I don't really wanna need you. Why you gotta be that somebody that I hold on to? That I hold on to. I don't really wanna love somebody that I hold on to. I don't really wanna love somebody that I hold on to.
That's Hold On To from Mia Kelly, getting some help from Nick. We'll talk about him a little later on. We'll talk to Mia Kelly right now. Let's talk about Mia Kelly first. She's coming into town November 2nd, playing the Uptown at Night series in the Fredericton Inn. It's the final show in the series before a pause for renovations over the winter, but looking forward to having Mia close out the series, and we're very happy to have her as a guest on MRTI Radio this morning. Mia Kelly, how are you today, Mia?
I am great. How are you?
I'm awesome. So is this part of a tour, or is this kind of a one-off thing for you, this trip down east?
This is definitely part of a tour. We have 15 dates between Ottawa and Halifax.
Wow.
So, it's just one of many stops on tour.
So when you put 15 dates between Ottawa and Halifax, you're obviously hitting some smaller towns as well.
It's funny. We're playing a lot of smaller towns and some bigger towns that I wish we were playing that we didn't include on this tour. So it'll be for next time, and which I kind of love. I love kind of reaching smaller communities that I wouldn't necessarily get to discover, and they wouldn't necessarily get to discover us if we hadn't taken the time to go pay them a visit.
Well, absolutely. I'm someone who grew up in a very small town, so I can tell you, when music comes to town, it makes an impact for certain.
Absolutely, and I also find there's a really nice warmth that comes out when in those communities. So I'm a big fan of playing the small places. Nice,
and that's a great way to interact with people too, right? In those really get engagement.
Absolutely, and especially I've done a lot of house concerts in the last couple of years, and those are just. I think it's the best way to connect with an audience because you get to chat with people before and after, and most likely stay in their homes, and there's just so much sharing going on. as opposed to I'm coming into a big theater in your city and we don't actually get to chat, and there's a lot less connection in those spheres, which are also great as well for their own reasons. But for where I'm at right now, I'm loving the very intimate concerts.
Now, you've been playing professionally since a pretty young age, 15, correct?
Yep.
And you're 20 now?
I am 20
Wow.
now.
How's that arc of learning been for you? What's the biggest lesson that you would think that maybe the 15-year-old Mia might be surprised to learn from the 20-year-old Mia? What's the big takeaway from the last 5 years?
That's a great question.
I can come back to this if you'd like.
Yeah, I think 15-year-old Mia, I was loving every second, but I was a lot more concerned about kind of everything being perfect.
Right.
And I was very much learning how to do this, and I still am very much learning how to do this. But with the 5 years of experience,
Mm-hmm.
I think just having a really, really good time and being extremely genuine about how I'm feeling on stage and sharing that with my audiences has been a huge lesson and a huge kind of game changer for how probably sustainable this gets to be, because I'm feeling just a lot more comfortable and honest, and can do this for a lot longer, and I'm having so much fun doing it. So.
Well, let's talk about that sustainability. You consider yourself a folk artist first,
Yep.
correct? Do you see yourself moving off in other directions, maybe down the road? I know Dylan, when he first came up, he was a folk artist first, but I think the pop world had a bit of an allure for him, and he kind of moved a little more in that direction as he went electric. Do you see yourself kind of making a similar move?
I do consider myself a folk artist, but I very rarely just use that word to describe what I'm doing. So I usually do it's folky blues, or it's folky roots, or there's some rock in there.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of influences of other genres that I think I could definitely, and I will be kind of dipping my toes in a little bit more in the next record. And so it's kind of fun to not have that box of folk and to push those boundaries and have just maybe the word alternative folk, or just kind of different descriptors to reach different audiences and to feel different things when I'm making the music that I'm making, without kind of really thinking about those words as restrictors or confinement.
With a million kinds of flowers, only sweet smells in the air. Over 7 billion people, and I can take you anywhere. What's the point of running in circles? I don't get why you stay inside. No matter what, it won't be easy, so there's no use in trying to hide. Won't you come out of your cardboard box? Won't you step out of your cardboard life? We can cut you some windows and cut you some doors and let in some light. I know you live cookie cutter days. You scratched records again and again. You, my dear, you're stuck in a maze. But if it stopped, what would happen then? With the rivers, caves, and forests, so many towns you've never heard of, languages that you can't speak, so many things that I know you love. Won't you come out of your cardboard box? Won't you step out of your cardboard life? We can cut you some windows and cut you some doors and let in some light. Won't you open your eyes and see? Can't you open your lungs and breathe? We'll be here for sure. There's so much more than you know. with a million kinds of flowers, only sweet smells in the air. Over 7 billion people, and I'll take you anywhere. What's the point of running in circles? I don't care why you stay inside. No matter what, it won't be easy, so there's no use in trying to hide. Won't you come out of your cardboard box? Won't you step out of your cardboard life? We can cut you some windows and cut you some doors and let in some light.
We're with Mia Kelly, performing at the Uptown at Night series at the Fredericton Inn, coming up here on November 2nd. Tickets are still available. Looking forward to the show. Let's talk about the big, as far as female artists, young female artists, the elephant in the room, the global impact of someone like a Taylor Swift. Did you go see the movie yet? Have you seen her concert film yet?
That's funny. I have kind of grown up with Taylor Swift. I've never really listened to Taylor Swift. I obviously know who she is. I know her big hit songs when I was growing up and stuff. But she's not someone whose media I consume very ever. I have a lot of other women that I totally look up to and that I think are amazing. And I do think that she, in her respect, is amazing, and she's doing wonderful things. But she's not one of those people that I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan.
You're more drawn to artists like Brandi Carlile and Phoebe Bridger and stuff like that, correct?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. And I grew up with Adele as being when I was 11. I probably knew every single Adele lyric ever written.
So did you look for when you were younger and even before you started in this? Were you looking for female role models to kind of model yourself after a bit? I guess that's probably a little natural, right?
Exactly, unintentionally.
Yeah.
Just the way that you kind of gravitate towards different artists, and especially in the folk genre, which is so many men kind of dominate this genre, and I struggle to find women whose career paths I really strive to kind of make examples of and make my own as well. But there's a huge amount of women out there making incredible music. I think the first time my mom loves to tell the story, the first time I ever sang a song, it was Tina Turner, and I was like 3 years old. And Tina Turner is just like this epic, incredible career woman and singer. And
she personifies power.
Exactly. And there's just, the list goes on and on of women that have inspired me over the years. Yeah. But totally.
Taylor Swift's business model is inspirational, if nothing else, right?
Absolutely.
Well, looking at some of your accolades, you've got some recognition from SOCAN. You are a nominee with the Folk Music Ontario Awards. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
One thing that does stick out in your resume, and I got to ask you about this when I was reading up on your career thus far. 2023 Canadian representative at Les Jeux de Francophone in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that gig.
So that was one of the most exciting and interesting things I've ever gotten to do. Mm-hmm.
How did it come about?
The Francophone Games are basically like the Olympics, but for French-speaking countries. And so we were, I think, 52 countries that were there. Mm-hmm. And unlike the Olympics, there's cultural components involved as well. So it's a big competition for sporting events, various sports represented from various countries. And then same thing for cultural. So there was storytelling and poetry and dance and music. And so I was selected as the Canadian representative to go and represent Canada, Francophone Canada, which was thrilling.
What an honor, man.
Yeah.
That's
It was
huge.
for 2 whole weeks this summer, and it was amazing. Yeah.
And how did you find Congo as a country to visit?
I loved being there. It is an unstable place still, and
Did you
it was
feel in danger at any point?
never. We were super well. We had a security team and a personal, security person, and but just extremely eye-opening, extremely welcoming, and just kind of a stark reminder of how privileged we are.
Right.
And how the privilege was huge, and it was wonderful to be there, and I had a great time, and we got to see a little bit of the city, and not very much of the country because it's ginormous, and they had to make sure that we were going to come back safely, but it was an amazing time.
And being from the Ottawa-Gatineau area, you are a bilingual artist as well?
Yes.
Very cool.
I write and I perform in both languages.
Nice. And you'll get a chance, New Brunswick being a bilingual province. Will we hear a good 50-50 split in your set, or does it, how's the breakdown of your English to French material in your live show?
It kind of depends on where I'm playing.
Fair.
But I do tend to lean to write more in English, so I don't have that 50-50 ratio yet.
Right.
I hope to one day be able to kind of do a full show in English and a full show in French if I wanted to. But right now it's maybe a 70-30. And
And the show November 2nd is called Mia Kelly with guests or guest.
Yeah.
Could you introduce the guest right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's
that? His name is Nick Loyer, and he is a friend and collaborator that I've been working with for 5 years now.
Wow.
And
since the beginning.
Really, totally. I got his band, A Leverage for Mountains, to open for me, to open for my EP launch when I was 16. And so we're coming up on 5 years in the winter. And he's one of the only people that I've been able to write a lot of songs with, and I love working with Nick. And so we thought we'd take these tunes on the road. What
is it about the working relationship that works so well between you two?
I think we're really, we're very honest with each other. And so I'm a very picky songwriter, and I think so is he. And so we'll very much tell each other, oh, I don't like that. It's cheesy, or I don't like this word, or I don't like the, and by being, but we do, we also uplift each other. It's not all, I don't like that. And I think he has a brilliant melodic mind, and is always bringing these incredible hooks and saying, hey, what can we do with this? And so it's just so much fun to kind of get to unveil these tunes that we get to sing together. And singing with Nick is one of life's great joys. There's an amazing kind of musical chemistry there that has been awesome to dive into in the last couple of years.
It sounds incredible, and we'll see that in the second set. He'll join you, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Mia Kelly, November 2nd, the Uptown at Night series at the Fredericton Inn. This is the last show in the series for a while. They're going to take a little hiatus to do some renovations up there. So let's see a big crowd out there. Tickets are still available. Mia, thank you so much for your time today. What a great interview.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
I go down to the river when the night is young, stay there until she grows old. Well, I tell her my stories, my sorrows, my worries, give her my secrets to hold. Both feet in the water, singing in whispers and pretty tongue twisters. Don't try to make sense for the man. Ooh, what would I do if the river ran dry? Ooh, what would I do if the sun stained the sky? The dragonflies dance on my tattles and tails, pulling the truth from my mouth. So I sit at confession, my riverbed session, the night as my priestess devout. I trade in my thoughts with the moon and the river. They pay me in coins of relief, while they cradle my vices. I sing for low prices, dredge me out of the deep. Ooh, what would I do if the river ran dry? Ooh, what would I do if the sun